children of the corn, how are you? This is Paul Santamaria, and I'm here to talk to you about my book, The Guitar Explained, which is available online at www.theguitarexplained.com, just like it sounds. My book costs $30, and I actually believe it's more filled with theory than you'd actually get at a music school, because the person that reviewed it for me worked for the Library of Congress, had a summa cum laude degree from Juilliard School of Music, and said she'd learned things that from my book that she didn't learn in the music school. So I'm very proud of it. I've been playing guitar for 48 years, ever since the Beatles came on TV. I'm one of those people that was just a little kid, and there they were. So I am going to give you some insights into my book, which are going to technically amount to free lessons. Since everybody's doing that on the internet these days, I thought I'd jump in and give the people what they want. Now, I'm going to give you some useful stuff instead of telling you how to play the blues or any shortcuts or anything like that. The problem with being able to play anything is that you have to know where you are on the neck. So one of the most common things that my students don't know, either when they're just getting started, of course they're not going to know that, but so many people who have come to me from other teachers, really good, respected teachers, people who've been playing for years and they're great guitar players, miss out on teaching almost every student that I've ever had, like I say, that I've inherited from somebody, is missing this absolutely vital information, and it's shocking to me that they didn't bother asking them, well, do you know this? And if they say yes, and you say, okay, show it to me, and then they can't do it, or they were confused, whatever the reason was, every time I ask them, do you know where every note is on your guitar? If I asked you where every E was, for example, would you know that? Most of them just admit right away that they haven't got a clue. Now, this is like your English teacher trying to teach you how to write in English without teaching you what the alphabet was, A through Z. So these basic pieces of information, which are totally not being given out to people, I'm going to give you some of those and show you why you should purchase my book. Because for $30, I'm telling you, it's the cost of a 1-hour lesson. And I know things, and I teach from the beginning, unlike a lot of these teachers. They'll just say, oh yeah, you just do this, man, you just do this, and you go, whoa, wait a minute, I don't know what that is. So here's the first thing we're going to do, is learning how to find any note of a certain name on the guitar. So since guitars have a low E string and a high E string, let's start with E. Okay, you ready to do the whole guitar? I am. The string names, of course, I'm hoping you know those, but if you don't, from the low 6th string, it's E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, so we're going to start with the low E string. We played it. Now you're going to look on the binding here, and you're going to see dots. Hopefully the dots are there on the binding and on the front of the neck. Sometimes the manufacturers save a little bit of money by, when they make thousands and thousands of these guitars every month, by leaving out the little plastic dots on the neck. I think that's ridiculous, and they think it's cosmetic. You actually need these dots to tell you where you are until you learn. But anyway, you should have dots at 3, 5, 7, 9, 2 dots at double dot. Double dot is 12. That's the 12th fret. That means that's where the second octave begins. Or whatever string name you're on, that name will repeat at the double dot. So just like the low E string, the low open strings were E, A, D, G, B, E, you'll have E, A, D, G, B, E at the 12th frets, okay? So at the 12th fret is where you're going to find this second E. Since we're on a higher pitch, I like to say use your low baby finger, because it's the outside of your left hand, because we want to get used to being able to, move quickly. Okay, so we're going to go straight across and down 6. Now we got to do this slowly and carefully, because if you learn it wrong, it's wrong forever. Then you got to go back and unlearn it. So just take your time. Go straight across to A12, the double dot, fourth finger, and carefully count down 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you did that impatiently, you better go back and do it patiently because you're going to need to know what you're doing. All of them are not going to be the same, okay? So we found the first E. It's at the 7th fret of the A string, okay, or E at A7. Now, 7 plus 12 would be 19. So this dot, hopefully you have it, should appear again at A19, which allows you to quickly jump to that. Now, we found the second E note on the A string, so we're done with the A string. So now we're going to do the same principle again. Move straight across at the 19th fret to the D string. Count down 6 carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've arrived at E at D14. 12 plus 2. Okay? Now there's no place to go but down in pitch because we already found the one that's up in pitch. So let's go down, copy it down from, it would be the 2nd fret above the open string because that's what the double dot equaled, remember? So we'll just copy it down to the 2nd fret of the D string. Kind of hard to see the way I'm at here. But anyway, so now we're there. Now, if we can't go over and down 6 because there's not enough notes. So we're gonna go back up to D14, 4th finger. Okay. Same principle again. Come straight across to the 14th fret of the G string, which is an A note again. Every time you come across from an E, you're gonna find an A. Down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've arrived at the G fret, G string, 9th fret, okay? Now on this guitar, you'd have to have a guitar with 21 frets, so on a regular electric guitar, you can do this. You would copy this up to the 21st fret, and then you would come over. Now, since this guitar doesn't have a 21st fret, it's going to operate the same way, except we're going to only find one string on this acoustic guitar. And that may be the case with your acoustic guitar. Unless you got one of these new ones that's a very fancy guitar and you have a regular guitar, you're probably not going to have that 21st fret. So let's just do this. We're, again, at G9, right? And it's an E note. We're going straight across. Now, the way the guitar is tuned is in fourths, okay? From the low E string to the A, you raise that up to the 5th fret. That's a 4th root, flat 2nd, 2nd, minor 3rd, major 3rd, perfect 4th. So from the E to the A is a 4th, from the A to the D is a 4th, and from the D to the G is a 4th. But from the G to the B, hear that? So you have to go down a half a step to match the tuning, which means that it's going to cut off one note from our little activity. Okay? We're not going to have 7, we're going to have 5, and we're not going to have 6. So you are still at the 9th fret, G string, 4th finger, E. You're going to come straight across and go down 5. Straight across. This is the one time you won't go to an A. You'll be at an A flat, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you are at E at B5. Now, just because it tunes right away with the high E string, we don't want to do that because we got to finish finding the E's on this string. So we're at the 2nd dot, 5th fret. 5 plus 12 is 17. Okay? So we're going to go up to the 17th fret, or the 2nd dot if you've got it. God bless you. That's your next E. That's the E on the B string, 2nd one. Now we're going to come straight across, and now we go back to the regular tuning because the B string is tuned to the E string at a 4th. So we have to go back to 6 notes. So we come straight across from this E. We find an A just like normal. We count down 6 very carefully. did it badly. Look at me, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I'm glad I made a mistake because you see what happens when you make a mistake. I knew that it was a mistake. You wouldn't know, so you would learn it wrong. You got to be very careful. See what I mean? Okay, so now we're at E double dot, high E string. So this is E at high E12. And then you would just let go and play the high E string. See? So now you've got to go and find every single note on your guitar.